Welcome from Oaxaca City in Mexico. We are back in Oaxaca City because today is the Dia de Muertos and we are going to Xoxocotlan, I hope I said it right, and because there's a cemetery or Pantheon where they do a lot of decorations and it's supposed to be super authentic. And before something really beautiful happened to us today, we were at our favorite breakfast place in Oaxaca City. You should definitely check it out. It's called La Rambala. If I experience, I will put the link in the video description so you can find it. It's in an organic food market and they do just amazing breakfasts. And because we have eaten there in the pretérito in the past so many times, thank you for Marty, in the past. So the owner said today, why don't you come to our house tonight and we have some food together, and afterwards we go to the cemetery together and have some mezcal. So we bought a little gift today for the owner or for the host, and this is actually Pan de Muertos. It's a typical offer you use for the altares, and we have also some delicious mezcal which we're going to drink later, and typical fruits you're using in this event. So join us today on the Dia de Muertos in Oaxaca City, but from the cemetery of Xoxocotlan. So we have arrived now to the local house, and you can see behind me is the altar of the family where they have pictures of the people who passed away, the grandfather, she told me about it, and the nephew, I think, if I understood it right. And you can see they have these fruits and the pan de muertos and beautiful flowers and drinks and peanuts and all kind of different offerings. And many of these houses have these altars and they really do a beautiful job decorating it. And outside in the garden behind me here is the party going on, and I'm going to show you. So this is what we are eating tonight. These are the three different typical mole negro, molo verde, and molo rojo, and they're done with chicken inside, and then you have different mezcals, and in this container over here is chocolate, which we are drinking, or you can drink. So Mart is already sitting at the table. This is beautifully decorated as well, and this is what we're eating. So after the mole, we are having now the second course, and those are actually, Matthias helped me, tamales, of course. So there are two different kinds of tamales here. This one is in a corn leaf, and that's actually maize with different spices and herbs, and the other one is in a banana leaf with mole negro and chicken, pollo. So you can see on this other plate here, I'm trying to open it currently, and they are also very delicious. And I just found out that this dinner which is taking place here is actually an Airbnb event. So that's actually a good idea when you come to Oaxaca City for the festivities. Check out to participate in one of these dinners before you go to the cemetery.
So this is Arnold, and Arnold runs the restaurant in the organic market in Oaxaca City. And this is his family, who is sitting here, and we are drinking mezcal together with Arnold.
Salud.
And the Dia de los Muertos festivities in Oaxaca City is the largest touristic event actually in Oaxaca City that takes place. It's packed the whole city, and Xoxocotlan is about 20 minutes drive, and it took us with the taxi at least 40 minutes to get here.
Gave us actually some candles which we can place on graves which are not so beautiful decorated, which I think is a really beautiful gesture. And there's this grave here in front of Marty, so we put some flowers here and put some candles, and we are currently having another mezcal with what is this relay? Is this the father of the girl? Is he the father? Okay. Which is, we're having a round of mezcal with the father of the girl. It's a girl, huh? Or boy?
Boy.
It's a boy, sorry. It's a boy who died in the age of 10. So, I think this is a really beautiful custom to visit the graveyard. Be happy. Be with your passed away ones. Having a glass of mezcal and enjoy this beautiful atmosphere. Some families also burn incense. So this, for example, is frankincense, and the smell is so beautiful. And as said before, they're bringing the music, they're having a party. They are chatting with their relatives and they were beautiful. Okay. Muy bonito.
Que se cierren juntos en la misma tumba, porque por ahí se rumora que nos van a matar.
So the uncle is singing here at the grave of the passed away grandfather of the host, and he passed actually away 4 months ago, if I remember right, and the host told us that they are coming not only this night here to the graveyard, they're coming many other nights here as well, and having dinner together, spend some time together. Also, of course, with the wife, the grandmother, she's spending sometimes many nights, many hours, many nights, sometimes the whole night here at the graveyard. And today is, of course, a very special day for the family because this death just happened a few months ago. And some families are also arriving just very late at night, so they're just coming here, they're just starting to decorate the grave with the flowers, bringing their drinks, bringing their food. And this party actually goes all the way until 5 o'clock in the morning. When you come to Oaxaca City to participate in these festivities, you should really book your accommodation early enough, because we were coming here and we were booking our room maybe like 2-3 weeks before, because we were thinking, there are so many hotels in Oaxaca City. But when we looked the first time, we didn't get any accommodation. So we checked every day, and then we finally got a room. Because this is not the only cemetery where activities are taking place. Only in this place here, there are 2 cemeteries. We are going probably now to the other cemetery. And in Oaxaca City, there are at least 2 more cemeteries where also all these activities are taking place. Plus, there are a lot of parades going through the city. So behind me is our guide, and we are heading now from the old cemetery to the new cemetery, where there are more festivities. And between the 2 cemeteries, of course, you have a lot of food booths where you can eat. You can buy all the things you need, of course, for your festivities at the graveyard: candles, incense sticks, and even some things to smoke. So everything is taken care of. So let's go.
Picosa, poco picosa.
Poco. Por favor.
Now it's the next day. We are in a restaurant called Casa Oaxaca in Oaxaca City, and our friend the waiter is preparing us some snacks. This is a special sauce they prepare with chapulines, which are the grasshoppers. In this evening number 2 of the Day of the Dead in Oaxaca City, we are at the Pantheon General of Oaxaca City, and here you can find the grave of Montezuma. So we hope that he will rest peacefully there forever.
Ay, mamá, cántame la sandunga, lucero de la mañana, que alumbra hasta el mediodía, Erlinda y la martiniana, mamá, cántame.
We are now, as Mari was saying before, on the Pantheon General in Oaxaca City, and the festivities are much smaller, or I mean the cemetery is also much bigger, so maybe it seems smaller, but in a way a little bit more. Or you cannot really compare because it's just a different atmosphere. But there are not so many festivities, not so many decorative graves. It's also a little bit more. I actually like it because you don't have so many people. You don't have to wait long time to pass through the graves, etc. But it is very dark, and because it's so dark, you really have to watch where you walk. I just fell down and broke our camera, so we are trying to finishing this vlog with the equipment we have. Let's see how it will turn out. Behind me is kind of like the leftovers, or I think these are the leftovers of a church, which are beautifully decorated. And on the other side, which was probably the old entrance of the church, there's a little group playing, and the whole area is beautifully decorated.
General in Oaxaca City is a very large complex of several cemeteries, successive cemeteries, and the main one here is very impressive because it has the ruin of an old church in the middle, and the graves here are very ornamental, quite opulent. Today we are much earlier here than yesterday, so there are not many people yet. It's very dark and very sort of mysterious at the moment. Probably the families will come a little bit later tonight, but some of the graves are already decorated. So this was our weekend of Dia de los Muertos in Oaxaca City. Oaxaca City is always a journey. It's always worth a journey because it's a very beautiful and very interesting city. Thank you for watching. Safe travels always. Bye.